Buongiorno, good morning. Quick run through yesterday's training session. Obviously really good sessions yesterday, covered a wide range of topics, but I thought you could summarise it with I think 5 key questions. So first one that came up is what's the best way of actually growing my accounts? What we're going to do is on Wednesday we're going to do a dedicated session to that. So we're going to cover sort of the best ways of growing them, making the most out of your accounts, and basically easy, quick ways of getting revenue in. One of the challenges that came up yesterday was what's the best time to call my prospects? Now, all of you have said how difficult it is to get hold of people, how difficult it is to actually get people on the phone. One of you yesterday was saying that what they're doing is if they've been told by one company that they're not doing their planning till November, then they're almost taking all of them companies working in that area and moving it till November. Now, if you do that, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to limit yourself with a lot of opportunities. So all I'd say is I'd actually recommend calling the companies continuously throughout the year. If you catch them at the right time to pitch them, for example, regarding a congress, then really do lead with the congress. If not, you always have the option of leading with the actual angle itself. So we're looking to have a key feature on rheumatoid arthritis, we're looking to have a key feature on breast cancer, yada, yada, yada. You can still use the association with the congress, but you can talk about the special issue or the special feature. That means that you actually are able to call these guys continuously through the year. That's going to increase the chances of you actually getting hold of them throughout the year. And it also means you can pitch them whenever you catch them. Worst case scenario, they tell you they're only interested in EULAR or in UEG, then at least you can clearly define what time of year to speak to them, and then you have a definite answer. The second was, I mean, it's a common issue amongst the team. How can I actually get people on the phone? What's the easy way? And it goes back to the old adage of basically, increasing your prospecting. I know it sounds stupid. I know it sounds easy, but you want to be doing more phone calls. You want to be changing the times you're actually calling people. I mean, we get in the mornings at we're in at 10 to 8 o'clock. That's 9 o'clock in France, Spain, Germany. There's nothing to stop you getting on the phone at that time and giving half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour to catch these guys. You'll be amazed at how many people you catch out of hours, particularly proper decision makers. So call them at different times, call them later in the day. Make sure you're systematically calling their mobile, their direct numbers, everything on that side, so that you're, give them a call on all of the different numbers so that you're increasing your chances of reaching them. The second one is leaving voicemails. Now, some of these work, some of these don't, and you will not know which ones are going to work with which team until you do them. But what I'd recommend is, in the same way that we send emails, which are slightly different, do the same with voicemails. So you might leave a voicemail saying, I need your help. You might need a voicemail saying, I need to speak to you about a project alongside the work you're doing in breast cancer and ESMO. You might say, we need to speak to you. It's off the back of a conversation I had with John Smith, your colleague. So keep them variety, keep consistently leaving them, because eventually they will call you back, even if it's to tell you they're not interested. And if they tell you they're not interested, you're one no closer to a yes. So that's really, really good. Chase people by emails. I mean, we've got marketing teams, of course, which are constantly having touch points with these guys. But yeah, look at what emails you think could be successful in reaching them. We do mail merges to see, to increase the amount of touch points we have with all these people. And the key thing is to keep trying different things until they actually react. So whether it's keeping it general, whether it's been really specific, is up to you, and try different things. Now, follow-up calls. We all have at the moment, if we look forward at September, obviously it doesn't matter when you're watching this, but we all have lots of prospects lined up who on paper look really, really good. Where we're letting ourselves down sometimes is by not having a clear plan as to the next stage. So someone's very interested on the first call, maybe the second call. We're then just walking them through a process without a clear, defined endpoint. Now, what we want to do is we want to have a function, or we want to have a motivation on each call that's getting you closer to a deal. So make sure you're selling in a straight line way, like Jordan Belfort tells us to do. You're constantly moving towards a deal, and you're clear with the prospect as to what the aim is. So thanks for your time today. I promised to give you a call at this time. We were going to answer any final questions you had on the proposal and look to book in your advert and look to book in your symposium review. Are we both on the same page? Yes, brilliant. then do the questions, answer any final things. Now we've covered the questions, are we in a position to move forward? Yes, brilliant, get the allocation form. No, okay, you have to bring them back and bring them back into the loop. Okay, so what's holding you from moving forward at this point? It's X, Y, and Z. Answer those objections, answer those questions. Now I've answered those questions, are you in a position to move forward? We need to speak to another decision maker, speak to the decision maker, but then still try and close them. Now I've spoken to that decision maker and they're bought in, are you in a position to move forward? And it goes like that, but we're constantly moving forward. We're constantly moving forward. As soon as we start just talking hypothetically about projects in the future, blah, 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 you lose urgency, you lose value, you lose the deal basically. But yeah, so the best way to do this is always make sure before any important follow-up calls, run it past a colleague, run it past me, that's absolutely fine, spend 5 minutes. That 5 minutes will be more crucial to the deal than parts of the call itself, because it will set you up so that you know what objections might come up and then you can handle them before getting onto that call, which is much more effective. It can set you up with potential hurdles, which you will then plan how to bypass before they come up again. But it also means that it gives you more confidence when doing that call, that you know actually why you're doing it and how it's going to go. So test it on me, test it on your colleagues. The other thing is distractions. So we've spoke about before, in sales, your key time where you're going to make the most money is being on the phone. It is as simple as that. So we want to maximize the amount of effective minutes and hours you guys have in front of or on the phone to the prospects. So with that in mind, during prime selling time, my biggest advice to you guys is nothing else exists to you. So between 9 and 10:30, between 1 and 2:30, between 3 and 4:30, the world, you cannot even see it. You're so focused on making the most out of that hour and a half while you have the energy high, you've got the caffeine inside you from the coffee, make the most of it. So remove distractions. Your mobile phone, get it off your desk. It's not important to you. If there's an emergency, someone will call you on your main line. You know, we rarely have emergencies here, but if they do happen, obviously answer your phone. Remove the phone and that will slow you down, because you're answering your WhatsApps and whatever during the day is costing you money basically. The second one is close your emails down. That's really, really important, because if you have your emails down, they're only going to distract you from actually getting your job done. None of us can multitask particularly well, so make sure that you're only focused on one thing at a time. LinkedIn, close it down. Close down any other things, but the key thing is nothing on except pitching it could be on your mind. You only have often 2-3 seconds to make a good first impression with clients, so make sure that when you actually get them on the phone, you're not stumbling around looking for your words. You're clear, concise, and you're bullish, and they'll be much more responsive to someone who's suddenly in the middle of writing a text message or liking someone's profile on LinkedIn, and then suddenly says, oh, I think I'm interested in yada yada yada. So make sure that remove the distractions. Final two things. One is, one of you I spoke to yesterday about, one of the issues is not getting enough penetration into your accounts. And one of the challenges we identified is there's just too much territory really that you're trying to go at. If you've got 200-300 leads, 200-300 companies, it seems great on paper. But what it means is if you're doing 80 calls a day, it's taking you every pretty much three and a bit days for you to even give each one of those a call. Now we all know if you give one company one call every 3 days, you're not even scratching the surface. You're not even getting near to scratch the surface. How would you act differently if you only had one company? You'd be finding the different offices in the UK, in France, in Germany, in Switzerland, in the US. You'd be hunting around product managers, brand directors, product directors, medical affairs, publications. It would alter your thinking. So think about that over the next few months. Think about, yes, I have my territory, but what's actually my best territory? How can I spend most of my time? So the whole Pareto's principle, how can I spend 80% of my time on the 20% of key accounts, the 20% that I think I'm going to get my best returns from? So the companies who are your clients, the companies who are your prospects, the strongest prospects, the companies who have the most symposiums or the most opportunities. So think about that as you're going through your account, rather than just systematically grinding through your accounts repeatedly. In order to really break into an account, if you look at a Sanofi, a Janssen, a Bayer, these are 400,000 plus accounts. So if you're only calling one marketing director every 3 days, you're not giving yourself an opportunity. So, if anything, my big recommendation would be cut down the territory massively and become more focused, become like a laser, because you're going to get more referrals, you're going to get more introductions to people, you're going to be able to utilize those relationships and your knowledge of that company, and you're going to be able to bring those deals in a lot quicker and easier. Final thing was about asking for referrals. Now, we're going to do an actual session on this anyway, but what we're thinking is, as you're asking for these referrals, don't just ask for a referral for the person who'd handle the project. Detail it. So once you've got one referral, tell the person you're on the phone to, we do symposium reviews, who in your team would handle that? We do articles, who in your team would handle that? We do adverts, we do e-blasts. You might end up getting 4 decent referrals off one call, or even more, because we all know that every single one of these companies we pitch don't have one product, they have multiple products. So as soon as someone's willing to give you a name, easiest thing to do is ask for a second name, ask for a third name, ask for a fourth name, and continue that process. Cool, so that's it. So they're the key things. So what's the best time to call on prospects? How do I get people on the phone? What's the best way to follow up? Get rid of these distractions, focus on your territory, focus on the higher wins, and make sure you're asking for more and more referrals. And September will be a huge month, and so will the rest of the year. Good luck, guys.